Can ants actually swim? Over the years of raising ants, I've owned 5 species with some of the most rare and incredible abilities in the entire ant world. Some can jump, some have jaws as sharp as blades, and there's even the so-called king of speed with the fastest jaw snap on the planet. In this video, we'll explore the power of these 5 extraordinary species, so make sure to watch till the end to find out whether ants can really swim. Welcome back to AntTrek's. Yes, these ants are truly special, but to begin, the first species we're looking at is right here in this test tube. This is the trap-jaw ant, also known as the snap-jaw ant. They have a lifespan of 1 to 2 years. They are commonly found in tropical and subtropical environments, usually in humus-rich soil or beneath leaf litter. Their size ranges from 6 to 14 millimeters. It has some incredible and fascinating abilities. So to start, I'm setting up an empty tank to build them a new home. These ants live in tropical regions. Wait a sec. Do you see this piece of wood? It looks exactly like Cinderella's slipper. Aside from looking like Cinderella's shoe, it might actually become the new home for the colony. There's already a big tree inside this little forest setup. But everything still looks a bit rough. I need to make a ground layer and add some ferns and moss for greenery. Now the house is complete. I just hope they like it. As soon as they enter the new chamber, they'll always scout around first, making sure there are no other ant colonies or predators nearby. Then comes the mass relocation, as the entire army moves into their new base. Next up is feeding time, and I'll show you the true power of their jaws. A single caterpillar is dropped in, and the strange pheromone scent spreads quickly. Since these are solo hunters, once one detects prey, it'll strike immediately. As you can see, the trap-jaw ant has tiny hairs inside its mandibles that help it sense prey nearby. In addition, their jaw snap can reach speeds of a few thousandths of a second. 0.00x seconds. Several orders faster than a human blink. They can bite and sting when threatened. Although not considered highly dangerous, the bites can cause pain and swelling. Their favorite food consists of larvae and pupae of small insects. From the very first bite, the battle begins. The trap-jaw's snap force is so strong and fast that the caterpillar thrashes in pain. The bite goes deep, powered by its spring-loaded mechanism. This spring action not only helps them hunt, but also allows them to escape danger in a flash. The mechanism that gives them such an insanely fast jaw snap lies in the 2 long sensory hairs that stick out in front when their jaws are open. When those hairs are triggered, they instantly send a signal to release the stored spring energy, unleashing that explosive snap. As you can see in this short clip I recorded during my time raising them, when it gets close to its prey, those tiny hairs in front make contact. The moment they do, the ant knows it's time to strike, releasing the jaw with a speed of about 230 kilometers per hour, around 143 miles per hour. That's why it's called the fastest biting ant on the planet. But here's the interesting part. Behind that terrifying power is a slow and deliberate reproductive cycle. When I first started raising them, they'd only lay a few eggs at a time, but over the months, the colony grew steadily and strongly, each new worker ant born to carry on the legacy. Their reproduction rate is moderate, not nearly as rapid as fire ants or black ants. And when it comes to jaw warriors in the ant world, you just can't skip another iconic species, the hooked ant. If the trap jaw ant is like a lightning strike, then the hooked ant is a silent hook. One touch and you're stuck. It has a body shape that's rare and one of a kind among ants, because it carries a hook-like spine on its thorax. And you might be wondering, how does it hunt with that hook? So, to explore this amazing ant species, I'm starting by building a tank for them. The hooked ant is found mainly in Southeast Asia, where it lives in tropical rainforests and evergreen humid forests. This time, I'm bringing out a large glass tank, and I'm going to design it like a miniature jungle. Once the foam layer dries, I'll smooth it out.
Years later.
And then the magic door opens dramatically. These strange creatures with hooked legs live deep in the forest, so I'm going to give them something that captures the pure, white essence of the wild. I really hope they feel comfortable there. Looks pretty wow, right? Before bringing these little hook-backed friends into their new home, let's take a closer look together. It's one of the most impressive ant species in Southeast Asia. Just a glimpse of this species is enough to leave an impression. You'll never forget its unique appearance. To stay cautious, I'm wearing thick gloves. Its body shines as if it's been polished with stainless steel cleaner. Those sleek legs are incredibly powerful, and the hook-like spikes on its back look exactly like fish hooks. Thank goodness I put on gloves. It also has razor-sharp jaws. But aren't you curious about the queen ant of this species? She's larger than the workers, and the easiest way to recognize her is that she doesn't have those giant hooks on her back. Polyarchus bihamata is a Southeast Asian tropical ant. The queen can live for over a decade, typically residing in humid forests under leaf litter, decaying wood, or hollow tree trunks. It produces around 2,000 to 5,000 eggs per year and bears a distinctive dorsal spine, characteristic of the Polyarchus genus. These ants love sugar, nectar and honeydew, and supplement protein from small insects. Just imagine, if the queen had a hook on her back too, she'd be an absolute warrior, right? When standing next to the workers, she looks completely different, like this. Has anyone here ever raised a colony of hooked ants? If you have, drop a comment and share your experience. Now, let's take a closer look at the colony deep inside the forest. Once all the ants have settled down, I started experimenting with different kinds of food. I didn't even have time to put the food in before I got caught by one of them. Its sharp hooks stung me right away. So if anyone plans to raise these ants, you'd better be careful. One of the ways hooked ants hunt is by using the hooked structure on their back to anchor themselves onto branches. This helps them keep balance while pulling or pinning down their prey. When struggling, the ants can hook their legs or spines into the bark, creating a sort of living anchor mechanism that's incredibly effective for hunting on vertical surfaces. That's seriously one powerful weapon they've got. Now it's time for the food test. I gave them 3 types of food: cockroaches, worms, and honey. Let's see which one they love the most. What really surprised me was that they chose honey instead of loading up on protein. Every day they gather around the honey, completely ignoring the worms and roaches. They devour the honey over and over again. Couldn't get enough of it. These hooked ants are truly warriors with those deadly hooks, aren't they? But guess what? I also have a few other species that are even stranger, including one type that can actually jump and has super sharp vision. That's right, the jumping ant. They have a lifespan of about 3 to 5 years and belong to the group of large ants, measuring 12 to 20 millimeters in length. Their main habitat is tropical forests. They possess long, thick, and powerful mandibles used to grip and subdue prey before stinging. They are well known for their leaping attacks, which they use to ambush targets or escape danger. It has huge compound eyes that take up almost 1/3 of its entire head and shimmer brilliantly when hit by light, oversized for its tiny frame. Even rarer, this species lives under a multi-queen system, meaning multiple queens coexist in one colony. Before diving deeper into the fascinating traits of this colony, let me introduce their most amazing weapon, the jaws. They're long and curved like a sickle, with double-layered teeth and a unique structure that lets the ants clamp down on their prey with incredible force. Next, I'll be testing their bite on different materials: paper, cardboard, and even metal. What do you think is the most epic feature of this jaw pair? Drop a comment below and let us know. To really prove how sharp these jaws are, I brought in another buddy, the caterpillar, to demonstrate how they take down their prey. The caterpillar is the larval stage of a butterfly, with a lifespan of about 2 to 6 months. They live in humid forests and fields. Their average size is around 3 centimeters, and their bodies are soft and flexible. They reproduce at a rate of 10 to 100 offspring. Some species have spines or mild toxins for self-defense. A caterpillar's favorite foods are tender leaves, flowers, and leafy greens. And sure enough, it goes straight for the first move. Opens those razor-sharp jaws wide, waits for the right moment, then clamps down hard on its target. The front part of the jaw hooks inward, locking the caterpillar so it can't escape. It squirms desperately, trying to break free. That struggle actually seems to work. It throws the ant off balance, making it harder to keep a tight grip. One of the other ants even hesitates, too scared to jump in, but after regaining its composure, it joins the fight again. Then comes the finisher. It launches its steel-like stinger straight into the caterpillar's soft belly. Soon another ant rushes in for backup, and the battle finally comes to an end. But wow, this ant squad is truly no joke. They're not only fierce, they've got some insane jumping power too. To really let them show off, I built them a temporary home. A smooth, thin layer of sand topped with a few rocks for that aesthetic touch. The colony seemed excited, moving into their new place in no time. Next, I hung up a cockroach as their next prey. Once they catch that scent of protein, they'll do whatever it takes, even leap into the air to grab a bite. Let's see what those jumping legs can really do. Am I not irresistible enough? Oh my god, that ant just bolted away. Not a single one stopped. Nothing. Oh my god, finally it made the jump. But it doesn't end there. The cockroach continues to be their prey, and these ants have much better vision than most species. Big eyes, sharp reflexes, perfect for catching movement. They stalk from behind, waiting for the right moment. And when the prey lets its guard down, they strike, driving those iron jaws deep for a fatal bite. The jaws lock tight, lifting the cockroach, carrying it off, back to the nest. It's all about the power in their jaws and the force in their jumps. So imagine a species of ant whose strength lies in its tail. How terrifying would that be? Welcome to the world of tetra ants, a species that evolved an extremely efficient stinger system, similar to bees, scorpions, and snakes, just on a much smaller scale. And not only that, they're ants. The queen herself can hunt during the early stages. The moment an intruder appears, she channels the courage of a mother protecting her young, ready to strike and prove her ability to hunt solo. The battle is intense, forcing the caterpillar to retreat. The queen's venom and fighting power are formidable. When the entire colony joins in, that force multiplies. Just one sting from a tetra injects a deadly venom that causes excruciating pain deep in the bones. They have a lifespan of about 1 to 3 years and are found mostly in tropical and subtropical regions. Their distribution is widespread across Southeast Asia. The queen ant lays an average of thousands of eggs each year, around 1,000 to 3,000. They measure roughly 6 to 12 millimeters in length. Their primary weapon is a powerful sting that can cause intense pain. Their favorite foods include small insects, honeydew from aphids, and animal carcasses. I'll be expanding their habitat to give the colony more room to hunt. Since they come from tropical rainforests, I'll recreate that environment with layers of green moss, helping them feel at home and thrive naturally. The colony begins to move in.
Moving day again! Kiddos!
Hurry up and move your stuff. The new place is huge. All right, my little ones. Time to move house. Be gentle when placing them down. They're super delicate. Exhausted to the point even an ant would file for retirement.
Their first mission in the new territory, finding prey. The ants gather like soldiers preparing for war. When 2 caterpillars are introduced, they split up, but if you look closely, you'll see them curve their abdomen to aim the stinger right between the caterpillar's soft body segments. The stinger pierces through the thin outer layer, and the venom gland starts to pulse, injecting tiny drops of venom into the tissue. The caterpillar struggles but can't resist. One of them finally surrenders. We've now explored 4 extraordinary species of ants. Tiny creatures with unbelievable strength and hunting instincts. They're unlike the ants you're used to, like fire ants or house ants. So what makes them different? Let me show you, from their appearance to their hunting behavior. No more solo hunting or queen-only chases. These ants now operate as a team, following the scent of pheromones left by their comrades, forming a deadly swarm that overwhelms any prey in seconds. Fire ants, a name that alone can strike fear into anyone who's heard it. It's a small species of ant. Worker ants live for about 1 to 6 months and inhabit warm, humid areas such as grasslands, farms, and residential zones. They measure around 2 to 6 millimeters in length. These ants have potent venom that causes a burning sensation when they bite, and they're known for their aggressive, swarm-based attacks. Their main diet consists of small insects, animal carcasses, and sugary substances. Tiny bodies, but with extremely potent venom. Mild stings cause pain and swelling. Severe ones can trigger anaphylactic shock or even death. If you've ever been stung by one, drop a comment. And now, look closely at my colony. Can you guess how many ants there are? I'd say around 5,000. Don't believe me? Feel free to count. They're invasive hunters that attack in packs, unlike the 4 species before. When I drop in a single cricket, its scent spreads instantly, and the ants rush toward it. The cricket was in agony and couldn't possibly fight back against the army of ants, because in their venom lies solanopsin, a compound that burns like fire, just as its name suggests. On top of that, fire ants are also one of the only species of ants capable of swimming. Well, not exactly swimming in the usual sense, but they've evolved a brilliant survival mechanism. They can float and form living rafts to cross water. They use their antennae to gauge the water level, and when they sense it's rising. But these clever fire ants have evolved a near-perfect survival strategy. Each ant's body is covered in countless tiny, fine hairs that trap air around them, creating a remarkably effective waterproof layer. And just like that, a floating raft emerges. This raft isn't just for moving around. It's part of their mission to find a new home. Or, in other words, to invade new, resource-rich territories. From the trapjaw warriors, the hook ants, the jumping ants, to the fire ants. Each species carries its own incredible strength and survival instinct. From a tiny living raft, they've reached the grain field, once lush and green, now growing barren under the advance of the ant empire. Their world may be small, but it's ruthless, where every vibration could spark a battle for life and death. Will this new land become a stable home, or will it be reduced to ruins once again? Stay tuned and join me on the next adventure of AntTrek. Check out this video for more, and I'll see you in the next one.